special episode. Thanks to everybody for joining us. A little bit of a technical glitch, but Trevor Mack has it all sorted out. Thanks to Trevor for getting this late race together for everybody tonight, putting up the prize money, being a race promoter. We are going to go green for 200 laps around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Midwest Motorsports Indy 500. I'm James J., joined by Michael Harris Jr. Michael, how's it going tonight, man? I'm looking forward to a big, long race tonight.
Absolutely, James. I'm excited after last year's fun performance, battle to the end. This proved to be an exciting race that we've got coming up. So, looking forward to it and looking forward to hanging out with you and with Trevor here and with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, track temps are pretty high from what I can tell. And it's going to be a day of attrition as we have 19 cars on the grid tonight, all Midwest Motorsports League members. Thanks to everybody for joining us. We're still waiting on one car to grid up before we start the rollout, and here we go. So we're going to do it. Congratulations to everybody that signed up and qualified. As we go through the grid, Eric Thaler, the godfather of Midwest Motorsports, puts it on the pole. Congratulations, Eric. John Daniels, front row with him. Nicholas Aslan and Logan Waters, row 2. Jason Phillips, Aaron Holroyd, row 3. Ian Silva, Ian Bakaitis, row 4. Brandon Thayer, James Olafison, row 5. Trevor Mack, Keith Hurlbut, row 6. Christopher Hopper, and Chris Thaler share row 7. Robert Olafison and Josh Watt share row 8. Norm Schneider and Ron Chalmers share row 9. And Dustin Reinstedt looks like he's starting from the pits. It's unfortunate for him.
Absolutely,
all
James.
good. We're gonna go ahead, Michael.
Oh, I was just going to mention we got last year's winner not here, though. Michael Odell came and won the race in a absolutely fantastic battle between him, Trevor McLaughlin, and Jason Phillips. And we actually have Trevor out here. So he's getting ready to take the green flag as they come around, getting ready to come around turn number 4. Thank you for hosting this race.
Trevor, thanks for putting this on. We're going to go green, man. Quick word.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this race. Thanks for the other 18 drivers that came out here, and hopefully we have a successful, clean race and put on a good show for you guys.
Thanks again, Trevor. Sorry about the delay. I forgot all about our host, Trevor Mack, in the booth. But we're going racing. Good luck, Trevor. We'll be looking for you. Green flag is out, and the cars drive into turn 1. Remember, it's a long race, so we'll let these guys sort it out. Take it away, Michael.
200 laps out here at Indianapolis as Eric Thaler leads the group down the backstretch here, doing a little dragon move. As right now, he's getting ready to be passed up on the inside. And that is John Daniels in the number 2, I believe.
It is.
John Daniels number 2. But he unfortunately gets, well, not unfortunately, it's long race, gets funneled back there as they come back down the front stretch. And we got a big old wreck right back there, James.
In the back.
Coming out of turn 4.
No, see who it is. What happened?
There's the caution.
Who's involved?
I believe that was the number 21, Chris Thaler.
I got it.
Involved. Number 9 and the 21 of Robert Olafison. Now we're zooming back in, see what happened here. Chris Hopper in the car right in front of these two. On the inside there. And not anything there. Oh. There it is. It looks like Robert came on in a little bit. Not sure if he thought he was too close to the wall. Comes on down into Chris Thaler. And we got our first caution of the day right there. They look pretty close right there as well, James. And again, it
Hard to get a
just
good shot. Oh, they just get tangled up. Sorry, it's really hard to get a good shot here, but luckily nobody was hurt. They get a fast repair. One fast repair is they're on top of each other here. And Chris Thaler and the Kmart, that's a Michael Andretti throwback. And then the Firestone black of Robert Olavison. That's unfortunate early in the race. But he gets a fast repair. I'm sure he'll get it back together. And we'll try it again. That's good news for Dustin Reinstedel, who was in the pit lane for the start. Come on, let's go back to live pictures, please. There we go. We got a couple of guys choosing to pit and come on in. Why not if you're in the back? Trevor Mack is one of those guys. He's going to top off with fuel. But yeah, this is the second annual Midwest Motorsports Indy 500. And I'm having trouble with my cameras. There we go. Josh Watt running the yellow IndyCar. Not used to seeing him on the track, so it's great that Josh gets to hang out with us tonight. Thanks to all the Midwest Motorsports admins that make this league possible. I'm glad they're getting to race tonight.
absolutely. And he doesn't get to race very often when the default name for him is safety car.
That's right. He didn't
But
change
hey,
that.
wearing the yellow right there, so he's got to be safe.
That's right.
So James, would you say that was a moment of the Hopper reaction?
The Hopper effect?
The
No,
Hopper
I don't
effect.
think so. I think that was Robert Olavison and Chris Thaler just getting familiar, trying to settle in early in the race, trying to get their bearings right and know where the space is. And it's really difficult if you're not super familiar with these cars to know how much room to leave. Practicing qualifying is okay when it's just you, but when you're in a pack of cars, it's completely different as the lights are still on in the pace car. We're going to go around at least one more time.
We got another taker there for pit lane. Oh, and two.
That's right. Dustin Reinstedel and Chris Thaler come back in. Hopefully, Chris is not using a fast repair. That would be great for him. Dustin Reinstedel's, let's see, pit time. Yeah, not too bad. They should be okay. Robert Olavison spent a minute and a half in the pits getting repairs. Hopefully, he'll get the lucky dog if it comes around.
It does appear that this may be the final. Lights are out on the pace cars. So yeah, the final pace lap. They are going to be single file. Or appears they're going to be single file. That's what I'm hearing over the scanners here.
All right, single file restarts. That'll keep it interesting for tonight. It might let everybody space out. Well, increase the spacing in the cars. You don't want to really space out while you're in your sim rig. It would cause havoc for somebody else.
Some people can't handle expanding their mind, unlike Robert Sanders.
That's right. That's right. Everybody in the back here seems to go single filing out. All right. Let's go back up front.
Pace car is off here. The flag is up, but it's not waving just yet. Hit the restart zone, and off we go. Eric Thaler going to lead them back to the green flag as we got this Indy 500 back underway. Early move there by the number 5. I'm showing number 5.
Logan Waters.
Logan Waters, number 51. they're side by side here. John Daniels on the inside with Logan.
Eric Taylor holding him off for now. We'll see if he can keep it.
Aaron Holroyd right there as well in this group.
New
Dragon
pace
again.
tracks.
Oh, we got a car on the inside by pit lane. No caution yet. We're going to continue this action, though.
Chris Taylor.
Nice.
He gets some more damage.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Can't win tonight, Chris. I feel for you, bro. That's a fast repair. He avoided it as long as he could. Now he's living on the edge. No more fast repairs. Eric Thaler breaks the slipstream in this gorgeous Verizon paint, Penske paint. Hard
Will
to see it from
Powers.
our camera angle.
Will Powers scheme right there.
Yes.
As they once again do the same move. Is that the Serpentine or the Dragon? I forget.
Yes, they both work. We'll see what Logan sees with Eric Thaler up ahead. Just give it a nice smooth wheel. As he go down the long back stretch, there's the.
Oh,
He touched the wall on the inside. That's going to cost him. As
that it
we have a new
is.
leader.
Maybe.
Or
Still
not.
a fight there.
What a race.
Despite hitting the inside wall and losing a lot of momentum there, Eric Thaler still holding this lead. It is still a side-by-side battle as they go down the backstretch here. We'll see if Logan can make the move and make the clear, or if Eric continues to hold on out. Are we going to get any crossovers or anything here into turn 4? It does
Very
not look
early
like
in the
to be the
race.
case.
Eric doing a good job in the red and white car to stay on the white line and not give up that inside lane. Really hard right now to pass on the outside. And it's only going to get more difficult. But if Logan can keep him low and not give him room, he will eventually have to lift to
Ooh.
make the short shoot. As
Oh, they
can side by
touch.
side, they touch. And up he goes.
Eric's
Eric
still going.
Taylor.
And now we have John Daniels right into the lead. There's still no caution here as Eric Thaler fallen back. I think he just lost part of the spoiler. He's got one half of a wing in the front.
And he stays out. Unbelievable.
And Aaron Holroyd will get the lead for that one right there. He goes and leads, and the yellow flag is now out.
And we have a caution. Sorry, there's no ticker out. Still getting this green sorted out, a little bit different than my normal camera controller, so it's all good. We're yellow. Is it for Eric
Kinda
or Keith, maybe?
find out. Eric was dropping like a rock there due to that missing front wing. So definitely benefited him here for that caution.
Yeah,
Well,
Keith Hurlbutt.
Keith
After
Hurlbut.
a good show last night. Oh. In the truck series. Let's see what happens here as we follow him into turn 1. Looks like he's all by himself right now. Just gets into the outside wall and around he goes. Spin cycle. Luckily nobody gets damaged until I think that's Olafson once again.
Yep. A flaming paint scheme there for Robert Olafson.
That's unfortunate for all parties involved. It'll make for a good highlight reel in the replay, though. Definitely deserving of a yellow. Unfortunate for Keith. That might mean Chris Thaler's going to get one of his laps back.
Looks like a couple guys choosing to stay out here.
Lots of pits action going on. Nick Astlin decides to stay out.
Credit for leading that lap. At the end of the day, that doesn't give you that $50 gift card.
That's
Or
right.
$47.50.
No bonus points tonight. As we have 6 cars that stay out, including Josh Watt. Going to give them great track position.
As we wound our way around here in Speedway, Indiana, on our 13th lap of the night. James, we've talked about this track a couple of times over the past year since I last joined you here in the booth. And you made the pilgrimage yet this year or this past year out this way?
I've not been to Indy this year, but I have been several times in the past. Pretty amazing. I know they redid the museum.
Now that would be fun to go check out again.
Looking forward to the real Indy 500 tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Be an exciting
Definitely
event.
on my bucket list of races to go to.
What else you got on that bucket list?
Le Mans. I'd love to make the journey over the pond to go see Le Mans 24 hours. Been to a lot of different tracks in the States. I'm ready to check out some overseas tracks.
There you go. That would definitely be a fun one to check out too, I'd imagine.
Camp out for a week. Camped out at Indy. There's a lot of houses around that loan out their front yards for $20. You can set up a tent in their front yard and walk on and off the track. They'll gladly sell you a cooler full of ice for $50. So hard to come back. Prices go up. Looks like they're double file restart this time, which I like to see.
All right. So I think what happened was single file for the first one because of how close it was to the restart. I'm guessing he's got that setting picked out there that if it's within a certain amount of laps, that it stays single file.
Okay. Thank you, iRacing, for making that an option at least.
Of course, with the race going on yesterday, tomorrow, drama going around in the Penske garage there. Paddock, there we go. That's the word.
Yeah, it's too bad that has to get in the way and distract from what is a great race. And I've lost my camera controls again. But we're going to go green, see what happens. There they are.
And the green flag is waving. Nick Astlin going to lead this pack all the way down the front stretch here. As we get back underway with green flag racing. 6 cars, like James said. Stayed on out. Brandon Thayer in second place right now. Ian Silva third. Ian Bakaitis fourth. Fifth, Aaron Holroyd. And 6th, Jason Phillips. Not sure, I just think Josh decided he was going to head towards the back of the pack. He was the 6th car in that group. Oh, we got a wall bang right there into turn 3.
Looks like everybody survived.
No, nothing too crazy there. Nick Astlin going to have another lap led here.
Back up to the front. Nick Astlin on old tires, like you said, the top 6. Now it looks like the top 4.
Eric Thaler and Josh Watt dropped towards the back there after it's not registering a pit. We do have somebody coming on into the pit lane, and that is James Olavison in the number 7 machine. Nick Slasselin is getting quite a lead, though, right now, about half a second. Not quite broke the draft yet. But he is definitely off to the races here. Still early on here.
Good racing back here with, looks like Eric Thaler, Dustin Reinstedel, and Josh Watt. Eric
Chris
Thaler,
Hopper.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like Eric is looking up. I don't think that's Hopper in front of him, though. That's right on board with Dustin Reinstedel.
Oh, look at that. He's making a move around Eric Thaler here.
And yeah, my cameras are all screwed up.
There's not missing much out in the front, though, as Nick's still running away, but it's still a great, great view as we're now riding along with Eric Thaler. Looks like Josh Watt made it around him in the Camel machine. Once again, like James said, it's nice to see Josh be able to hang out with the boys here on the racetrack instead of being the eyes in the skies. This admin team does a great job putting on a great performance for us throughout the season, so it's always nice for most of them to get to play along and have some fun and not have to do all their official duties.
Trevor Mack side by side with John Daniels. John Daniels on the inside. Trevor Mack decides to let him go. And he's got Logan Water right behind him. There's the leaders going down out of your shot down low, watching Trevor Mack and Logan Water right behind Trevor in the white and blue car. Good to see Logan out. Logan is signed up for the Discord today, so hopefully he gets to pick one of our Midwest Motorsport series and gets to join us. As he goes inside Trevor Mack, can he make it stick going into turn 1? So far, yes, he does. Trevor lets him go.
Yes,
I think
sir,
Trevor's being patient.
That's it exactly right there, and you know it's this is definitely a great league for everybody to come on in, watching to join in with us here. It's cool. We have a newcomer out here playing around, and although we don't know exactly what series he's in or he signed up for, he definitely a good bet he's going to be on the roadside. But it's nice to see him to get to participate. This being his first race out here. And back up front with our cameras here on Nick Astlin, who's still leading, but now that lead's shrinking just a little bit with Brandon Thayer right there in second place. Ian Silva still hanging out there in third, and Ian Bakaitis in fourth place. So our top 4, who did not pit earlier, still out front by at least a second over those that did pit. Aaron Holroyd, the first one who did pit. You see that gap right there on your screen. Back to him about a second, so I'm guessing at this point that Aaron's just kind of holding off a little bit, waiting for those tires and the front 4 to start fading, so he doesn't have to burn up his. And yes, he does have some competition right behind him with Jason Phillips. Phillips led was not the one that led the most laps, but he was in the battle for the win last season with Trevor McLaughlin. Aaron Holroyd was the one who led the most laps during last year's 500. Led a whole 57 laps.
It was a great race last year. If you missed it on the YouTube channel, you can find it. We skipped to the last couple of laps. There was a photo finish to the line with Michael Odell, like Michael said, was earlier today. It's not in today's race, but great photo finish coming across the line with 2-car slipstream. We'll see if we get the same results today. As right now, they're just trying to crank down the laps. We are working lap 26. I'm sorry, 24. I think about 28 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel. So we'll see if we get some green flag runs. Right now, Nicholas Aslan still leading the way from Brandon Thayer and Ian Silva. Working lap 26, 2 cautions so far. Let's see, who is that? They're coming up on, but I'll tell you, look at that. The top 4 cars are running line astern. Do you think they're playing it coy, or they waiting to see what happens, or are they trying to get up there as soon as they can, Michael?
I think the front 4 right here are just trying to see how far they can get away from the guys behind them. As you can see by the gap Nick's put on the rest of the field there, I think the other 3, or at least 2 of the other 3, as we see Ian Silva catching up a little bit, are just kind of saving and just kind of following along. I really do think that Aaron's kind of holding off right now. He definitely has fresher tires, or fresher, more fuel at any rate. And so he's just kind of saving right now, knowing that once these guys dip on into pits, he should have the lead and be able to stretch his legs from there. I believe that's James Olafison that they're catching up to.
Trevor Mack now on the hunt, trying to chase down Ron Schamer. This is a fight for position.
9th place there. We'll see. Do they help each other out here, draft a little bit? What do they choose to do so they can try to catch back up towards the front group?
8th place for Trevor Mack that we're riding along with him now. Last time he stuck right up on the rear attenuator of the car in front of Ron Schamer. Let's see if he can get in the slipstream. And there's the draft effect as Trevor lifts off, coasts in to turn 1, right back on the throttle, the short chute. And see if he can get another run. Time it a little better to poke out and make a dive into the turn, number 3. Not yet. Trevor, very patient. Once again,
He sure is.
thanks for hosting this, Trevor.
Well, we've seen a couple cars up in the front of the field tonight. So far, 3 that have been listed. last season we had 65, or last year we had 65 lead changes over the course of the race. Still plenty early on, as most of those lead changes were happening within the last 20 or so laps. So, as these guys continue to just keep on putting some laps, clocking down the time, we know that there's some more action waiting to happen as we run along here. Down
That's right.
to, oh, sorry. Down to 14 cars on the lead lap now. James Leveson still trying to keep ahead of our leaders here. And Keith Herbert is our first car a lap down, currently sitting at 2 laps down, driving around the track.
Thanks to everybody for joining us on the YouTube channel. I see you guys. I see Chase and Logan chatting in. Thank you for joining us, Ant. Good to see you as always. And yes, these are not GT cars, although you would be deceived by the way they were racing. But right now, it looks like everybody's got the pre-race jitters, the early laps jitters out of the way, and now we're going to go racing along green flag stints. Lap 32, so we should be coming up on pit stops for the guys that have not pitted yet. The front four, at least, are overdue for a pit stop. Nick Aslan, Brandon Thayer, Ian Silva, and Ian Makita still have not stopped.
Jason Phillips finds himself in that presumptive number 1 position, sitting in 5th place. So he's scooted his way on up there. He is currently the first car who pitted on lap 12. So he's got 12 lap fresher tire, well, fresher or more fuel.
More fuel. Yep.
Don't know if they took tires, but speaking of which, I don't remember if we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, but they have 5 extra sets sitting in pit lane waiting to be put on those cars.
Which is very generous of the race organizer. At 30 laps a stint, 5 sets of tires will get you 150 laps, and an extra 30 that you started with, so that's 180. So only, maybe, 3 or 4 to be conservative fuel saving laps, or you can double stint a set. Because I'm really surprised to see Nick Aslan getting 34 laps, although there were some caution laps to be involved here, so let's not forget about those. Definitely allowed them to save some fuel. I'm shocked to see 5 laps of savings, though. Nick Aslan, very good oval driver and a good road racer as well. As Josh Watt is our first taker for fuel on the natural stops. Comes in for his first pit stop. Nick Aslan knows how to save fuel. As he leads from the front, looks like he's coming up on a lap car. That dirty air probably not helping him too much, but I don't think it's slowing him down either. As
he's getting right on up to the back bumper of that machine there, piloted by James Leveson. That gap gained a little bit more as he's almost a whole second ahead of Brandon Thayer. Brandon Thayer is about 3/4 of a second ahead of Ian Silva. The Ian Bakaitis is right behind Silva, 0.3 of a second. Currently our closest battle is between Logan Watern and Aaron Holroyd there for 7th place. And Nick Aslan's going to come on into pit, as we got Brandon Thayer leading the way.
And I don't think it'll be too many more laps before Brandon, Ian, and Ian, no relation, come into the pits, which might put Jason Phillips in the lead for a few laps. We'll see how that plays out. Right now we're riding with Aaron Holroyd and Logan Watern. Logan is on the hunt as he pokes out just in time, perfect slipstream pass into turn 3 and move Logan up a spot.
Gotta love this when a new edition can be pretty competitive right out of the gate. Makes some life interesting.
Wants it back, and he takes it back. Great side-by-side racing as they slipstream around each other back and forth. The backstretch now for Logan. Aaron takes the inside line, trying to break the slipstream, protects the inside. Let's see if Logan can keep Aaron pinched down, not let him run out in the short shoot, or if he's generous enough, he lets him run out a little bit. But it's definitely going to slow Aaron Holroyd's down on the run on the exit of turn 4 as they go side by side down the front straight as Ian Silva and Brendan Thayer come into the pits, which moves
Ian Bacaitis
in the front, who still has not pitted yet. But this battle, soon to be for 3rd and 4th, rages on. Your earlier leader, Nicholas Aston, came out in 12th place.
Ian Bacaitis is coming on in. So we'll leave Jason Phillips to lead his first laps of the day. He's got a sizable gap there between him and John Daniels, so we'll continue to watch here as Aaron Holroyd tries to track down Logan Water for 3rd place. Nick Aslin, Ian Silva back there in 12th and 13th, close to each other.
Yes, they are. We'll go watch them. This was the race for the lead earlier. Ian Silva tried the overcut 2 laps, did not work. But Ian, as in the red car now, has 2 laps fresher tires. As we got cars coming out of the pits.
Yeah, that was
Ian Silva goes
Bacaitis right
inside
there.
Nicholas Aslin, and he's got him.
Great pass right there. Will Nick repay him the favor, though? Might be looking at it on the front stretch. These guys are right in front of our leaders here. Remember Phillips,
Right.
Daniels, and the rest of the pack started their pit stops on lap 12. So, with that said, we're probably looking at lap
35 or so.
Yeah. Before they come on in. Working on lap 42 right now. James's clock is ticking away, man. We're 41 laps completed here, and a lot of action so far. Still got another 150 or so laps to go.
Dustin Rhinestone comes in for his pit stop. As the leaders go by, so move them up a spot. Now, 11th, 10th and 11th. Ian Silva has checked out from Nicholas Aslin. Nick Aslin must not have liked that dirty air. As Ian Silva now on James Olafison. This is for position. He's not a lap down. Not quite 1/4 of the way through. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. We are going to bring you all the action as these laps count down. All right, is it too early to put a poll up on the YouTube to see who they're going to pick for the win? We have a couple of different strategies going on now, about 12 laps apart. That could play out either way with the yellow.
There is for sure. I think it'll be interesting to see a different part of the races there. So I wouldn't say it's out of the question. Jason Phillips is coming on into pit, as we're on board with Ian Silva right now. And Aaron Holroyd will join him. John Daniels will get his first lap of the day in the lead. So yeah, tell us in the comment section who you think's gonna win, who's gonna be right there with him fighting for first. Do you think we're gonna have that last lap pass on the front stretch for the win? Who's gonna get that $50 gift card?
The leader, John Daniels, is 4 seconds up the road from this guy, Logan, and Logan comes into pit. Trevor Mack should be the next one to come in and pit. He also pitted at 12, and where he is.
There's a nice
Right on
pit stop happening right there, James.
Hopper as well.
Oh. Following along with Brandon Thayer here. Ian Silva right behind James Olavison. James is a lap down.
Nope, he's on merit.
No,
He's there
he's
on
merit. Oh, he is.
Yes,
He's sitting there in 4th place.
He's due for a stop. He came in at lap 16. So he's probably coming in within the next 2 or 3 laps.
All right, I gotcha. Speaking of that number 7 machine, he has been doing pretty well out there in the trucks this year. I'm actually pretty happy to see how much success he's had so far. It's like a night and day difference from last season.
Me too. James and Robert of both the Lobisons have been in the league for a while, and long overdue for a good result as James decides to come into pit. There's Ian Silva. He's on the hunt for this guy, Jason Phillips, as he and Brandon Thayer are in a race for second position as John Daniels comes into pit. This is going to be the race for the lead with Brandon Thayer and Jason Phillips. Jason Phillips, a jack of all trades, jumps in the inside, and he's got him.
There he is.
New leader, Jason Phillips. In the 88 machine, Jason, great road racer, jumped in the ovals. He's been practicing his oval craft, not only on the super speedways and different leagues, but now has joined the truck series. Have we got spinners? Nope, there's guys coming out of the pits. But once again, Jason Phillips cannot say enough good things about him.
Here's the pass for the lead right here as John Daniels
could not quite keep Jason behind.
No, but he's right there in the mix for the lead between Brandon Thayer and Jason Phillips. So definitely, even though he didn't take the lead right back.
Ooh, I thought he was coming in.
Fake out. It's one way to break the slipstream.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to break the slipstream from John Daniels, who John Daniels has about 3 laps fresher tires. So we will see this play out. We'll see it together.
Yes, sir. As Jason Phillips has gone up to a 0.56 second lead. Currently, closest battle on the track is actually for 9th place between Ron Schaumer and Trevor McLaughlin. Here as we pass the stripe, get ready for lap 50.
Looks like Trevor got around Ron, and now Ron wants that spot back. I gotta admit, I like the red, white, and blue paint. I think that's similar to Santino Ferrucci's card in tomorrow's race. But the stars and stripes, you can never go wrong with that paint.
Not at all. Of course, I'm a little partial to the guy in front of him with the ghost Ghost energy
Yes.
drink, but
I'm with you. Here is Ron Schamer in attack mode, trying to figure out how to get around Trevor Mack. As we just crossed the halfway point, I'm sorry, the quarter way through the race. Nice and smooth hands here for Ron Schamer. No jerk motion, no force feedback too high. Just nice and smooth and controlled steering inputs. Great job of driving here by Ron Schamer. This is the closest battle on the track.
I tell you, it's beautiful to watch driving like this.
It is, 100%. Nice and consistent and smooth. As they come down the front stretch, cross the yard of bricks one more time.
Continue to watch on here. Not much has changed in the top 5 there. We got Jason Phillips, John Daniels, Brandon Thayer, Ian Silva, and Nick Aslin out there in the top 5. Aaron Holroyd in 6th. We got Watern in 7th. Dustin Reinsettle up in 8th place. And you got right here on the screen Trevor Mack in 9th, Ron Schamer in 10th. Then you have Josh Watt in 11th place, using the number 20. Got James Levison in the 12th spot. Chris Hopper in the pits in 13th. Now falling back. We got Ian Bakaitis now in 13th. Herbert in the 15th place. 6 laps down. Chris and Eric Thaler out there 16th, 17th. Norm Snyder 18th. And Robert Levison in 19th. I think I got the Levisons right.
That's right. After a couple of early yellows, looks like everybody's calmed back down. So I'm glad to see it. This battle rages on. I don't think Ron is in a huge rush to get away from Trevor Mack. With the race for the lead battles on with, that's Brandon Thayer, John Daniels, and Jason Phillips. It's a little iRacing glitch, I should say, that unfortunately John Daniels in the number 02, I cannot point my cameras at John. So any number beginning with a 0 gets no screen time directly. So apologies, John. Next time we'll get you a different number that doesn't start with a 0. But it's all good. It's not your fault. As you can see, the battle for third right behind with Brandon Thayer and Ian Silva as well. Ian Silva is on the hunt.
Yeah, that's heating up right there.
I think they're on the same chat as well, the Platinum Elite team. So I think they're
looks
probably
like it.
working together.
Got Ian in there, Trevor, Nick, and Brandon in there. So
right on.
That's a good grouping of our lead pack right there. In fact, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. Now, if one of them was a car owner, they'd be happy right now with how the race is panning out for them so far.
That's right. Running along with Dustin Resto, he's got a red, white, and blue paint going with a little yellow on the leg as well. See if I can get a better angle of this.
The Napa car right there.
Nice.
He sure has a little know-how in the Oval Series.
Yeah, he does. Can never count him out. Ever, ever.
He would like us to let you all know that he got pole during the first qualifying session.
Yeah, it's funny. Not a bad paint. A little throwback to, what's his name? Won the first time, rookie Alexander Rossi.
There you go.
Correct. Might be a Midwest Motorsport decal thrown on there. Good on you, Dustin. Looking good.
You got to get that microscope on out there.
Yep. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why I can't get any closer. But Jason Phillips has pulled away from John Daniels almost a full second now. Then 4 seconds back to Ian Silva, who did get around Brendan Thayer, but not by much, as Brendan Thayer now is the follower.
Nick Aslan's caught up to Aaron Holroyd. That's currently your closest battle, as we got pit cycles happening again. Nicholas
Ian Baggs, I
Aslan
believe.
for the most recent pit, yeah. Yes, sir. Nick Aslan, of course, currently leading the most laps of the race today, as Jason Phillips gets another lap in here. Current tally up to 14 laps, led by the number 88 machine. Nick Aslan's yes, and counting. Nick Aslan having 24 so far, half of his number. I'm sure he'd like to bump that up to 48.
So 7 more laps for Phillips to catch up to him, and the next pit stop to be coming in about lap 75. So 15 more laps. Jason Phillips can hang on to it. And I believe Aslan's going to have to stop first, right? Yep. 36. He should be coming in about 66, 68, something like that. So I wonder if Nick Aslan can do some more fuel saving and then go, so he does not have to fuel save for the last half of the race.
Not only does he have them...
Sorry, Michael, go ahead.
That's all right. Not only does he have the most laps led currently, he also has the fastest lap of the day so far at 41.505. Currently out there, Josh Watt is the car that's been out there the longest since their last pit stop at 34. That's the lap number he pit in on. Then we have Nick Aslan at lap 36. Ian Silva and Brandon Thayer at lap 38. Then your current leader, Jason Phillips, and Aaron Holroyd at lap 44. Dustin Reinstall did sneak a pit in there at lap 41. So those are who we are currently waiting on. Ian Bakita is still in the pits, so he must have quite a bit of damage on the vehicle there. Either that or he's decided he wants to watch with us. Logan Watern has seemed to have caught up onto Nick Aslan there, 0.3 of a second behind him for 6th place. And there's Josh Watton on the pits.
Still using the pit lane entry as ground for breaking the draft. Still too early to tell who's going to win the race. Over a second and a half now the lead for Jason Phillips over John Daniels. Ian Silva 4 seconds back, and then Ian has pulled out a 1 second gap to Brandon Thayer. So right now, line astern, Logan Waters is working on Nicholas Aslan. We'll catch up with that in 1 second. Come on. As you can see the battle box there, you can see the speeds that these guys are getting. Halfway down the backstretch in the slipstream 220. 1. So not quite up to 230. Once again, the track temp over 125 degrees Fahrenheit. It's got to have some sort of impact on the tire wear.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, Ian Bakatis is coming back in. Only 1 lap down for James Olavison, Ron Chalmer, Christopher Hopper. 2 laps down, unfortunately, for Christopher. It's about 5 more laps of fuel for Jason Phillips. Maybe 7, 5 to 7 more laps. As he has stretched out the gap on John Daniels. Everybody just kind of in the zone.
Yeah. As it stands right now.
It's a pretty glorious feeling when you can just absorb and pay attention to what's going on, not much else.
Absolutely.
Jason Phillips driving a pretty line, nobody behind him or in front. So he could keep the car right on the wall. Going past the sold out crowd. Into turn 1. Short shoot. And then out of turn 2 we go. And down the long backstretch. Into turn 3 and 4 one more time. As Nicholas Aslan comes in the pit. That's right, he has to pit first. Brandon Thayer and Ian Silver will be next, and here they come.
So I believe Dustin Reinstedt next in the order.
Jason Phillips going to be able to put him a lap down. Dustin Reinstedt will also win. So those guys that came in at 12 lap mark to get fuel are now in a definite advantage to trap some of these guys a lap down should a caution come out. Where they come, as my screen is frozen.
Jason Phillips still right on down the front stretch there. And yep, he's gone ahead and lapped everybody.
Here. That's unfortunate because Josh Watt is out on the track. Oh no. I cannot ask him to stop his race.
I would not want to ask him that, no.
Well, we're doing our best. These technical glitches are not fun. Joshua, 1 lap down, but on the track. So I'm not going to interrupt him to ask him to fix the stream. So my apologies, everybody.
These things can and do happen from time to time, but in the meantime here, we're having a good time.
Mine a lane of my own.
And Jason Phillips getting ready to come on down. Aaron Holroyd will be joining him here. So our leader comes on into pit. John Daniels will take the lead back. So he has a couple laps on Jason Phillips as far as fuel. So number 02 going to enjoy the big gap that Jason and him were able to put on the rest of the field.
Test.
We got you, James. Or at least I got you.
Nope. I don't have you, Michael. I'm going to reboot and come back. Maybe that'll help.
Let's hope so. John Daniels on an island out here. Nobody around him here as he continues to lead the race. Ian Silva gaining, a couple guys gaining on positions ahead of them here. We have some update here. As the timing belt has changed up a little bit. Nick Aslin catching up to Aaron Holroyd here. 10th of a second behind. Unfortunately, aren't able to see the action right now, but it is starting to brew here. John Daniels continuing to lead out there out front. Nick Aslin chasing down Aaron Holroyd. It's our closest battle in the field. And starting to fade out here. Logan Watern is about 20 seconds behind in the second place from Mr. Daniels. In a way, it's almost kind of good that the system is down in the sense that we wouldn't be able to get up to our leader anyway, aside from following along with Josh Watt in the safety car, who is sitting ahead of him. Currently 11 cars showing up on the 9 cars on the lead lap here, just based on the timing belt. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, my bad. My apologies here. Only 4 cars currently on the lead lap. John Daniels, Logan Watern, Jason Phillips, and Trevor McLaughlin all on the lead lap. And Logan Watern has announced that looks like he's going to get him pitting in. So we got a couple of our final leaders will be coming on in this a couple of times by. Currently on lap 78, John Daniels going past Trevor McLaughlin, who comes on into the pit lane. Receives lap 78. Getting closer and closer to the halfway mark here. And while it seems like there's no one around John Daniels right now, it's still kind of anybody's race, depending on how the pit strategy ends. Jason Phillips hoping to catch back up. John Daniels hoping to get back out of the pit lane right in front. The current gap is 35.9 seconds and will drop now as John Daniels is coming on into pits. Almost caught speeding. Lights up the brakes right there at pit lane entry. Trevor McLaughlin and James Leveson are coming out of the pits right now. Phillips is going to have him, though. John Daniels is in on the pit lane, and Jason Phillips will take back the lead. 0-2 just getting out. They pit past each other there on turn 1, so Jason Phillips will have a bit of a lead over John Daniels. Right now it's 3+ seconds and gaining. Ian Silva still about 20 seconds behind everybody. Just a large gap. And unless we have a caution come out here at this stage of the game, this could just be a 2-car race between Phillips and Daniels. James, do you got a copy? Well, I'm not hearing my friend and companion up here.
I don't hear you, Michael.
We're taking a break for each other to talk.
And my watch stream has only OBS and a frozen screen, but it looks like YouTube seems to still be working. So, I don't know what to do.
This is hilarious. This is hilarious. The fact that both of us we're still able to hear each other on the stream. Like, I can hear him, but he can't quite hear me. So I don't know if he's listening in on the broadcast now himself, but yeah. This is an interesting little predicament here. We had some technical difficulties getting this race going in the first place on the iRacing end, and now we're having a little bit of difficulties here with the broadcast, but that's okay. We're still moving along here. In fact, the interesting thing to note here, ladies and gentlemen, is on the Discord, where James and I are in the broadcast booth together. Right now, not so much, but it has our broadcast stream being frozen. But here on YouTube, as I look on over, I can see everything just clearly fine. We can hear each other pretty well. Someone has acknowledged Christopher Hopper's presence. One of the things the guys like to do in the Road Series is anytime Christopher Hopper calls in his pit box, they call out the nice, that it's a nice pit stop, and finally we hear on the scanners, nice, in reply. James, we got a copy.
Yeah, copy, Mike. You got me.
We got you. We got you loud and clear. The
Good.
gremlins are out and about as Barschik and Ryan are telling us out in the chat. Thanks for joining us and watching here. Unfortunately,
Right,
from our side of the screen, it's not as entertaining, but for you guys, at least you guys are getting to watch here. Jason Phillips continuing to run away with this lead on lap 86.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going with my cameras based on the timing and scoring. Michael, you tell me if I need to point the cameras somewhere else. I'm just going to take me a second to fire these back up. But once again, thanks to everybody for joining us. Thanks, Michael, for filling in. Again, I'm using my Bluetooth from my phone to send voice to you guys. So thanks for bearing with us. Never a dull moment. Must be a full moon out.
Something like that, for sure. And once you get all your cameras up, I'd tell you to take a gander at 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. Even take a look in on Dustin Reinsettle. Those two are very close, or those three are very close to each other here, within 0.4 of a second. In fact, I think it's a four-way battle back there.
Okay, and it's still on cameras. It's so weird. Bear with me. I'll get there.
Well, while we're pulling that on up here, Aaron Holroyd's leading this pack with Nick Aslan right behind him. Dustin Reinsettle in the position after that. That would be 7th place for Dustin. Logan Watern is at the tail end of this pack in 8th. Currently, 8 cars on the lead lap. The host himself is a 1 lap down. First car a lap down in 9th place. 10th, Ron Schaumer sitting there in the number 97. About 5 seconds behind Trevor Mack, all by him, lonesome. But still running away with a 3-second lead is Jason Phillips. John Daniels catching up here, though, as he just set a blistering lap a couple laps ago at 41.333. I think I gotta break this here. Here we go. Doing some changes of my own here on my computer so I can keep track of what's going on that you guys can see and the timing. As we are working our way to lap 90. About 110 laps to go here in the Indianapolis 500, presented by Midwest Motorsports. John Daniels has closed the gap now. It is down to 3 seconds between him and Jason Phillips. Phillips does not necessarily want to see that happening. Maybe he's doing some fuel saving here, but he did pit before John Daniels. So that could get a little dicey as we get later on in the run. Bounce heating up. Josh Watt is hanging around on the inside of our four-way pack as we finally get to tie in to see what's going on back here. These guys are going to go round, around, turn 3. Aaron Holroyd still leading this group here. Nobody's really gotten any big runs. Oh, he gets a run into the wall. A little lick there.
For Aaron.
And Logan Watern going to go around Dustin Reinsettle here into turn 1. Will that stick? Looks like it's gonna there as Logan takes P7 away. And something happened for John Daniels as well. And steadily climbing. Jason Phillips commanding this race at this point. The further he gets away from John, the more likely we're going to see Jason leading or being a big contender for a win. This pack, though, they've been keeping an eye on right there with Dustin Reinsettle in the mix. Has been pretty tight as they're catching on up to.
I might be
right
back in
there.
action here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You know,
Can
Michael.
you hear me?
Get my different earpiece in.
Oh.
Once again, sorry for the technical difficulties. We're finally getting this back up. Thanks, Josh, for getting me going again. I'm not sure exactly how you knew, but hope it didn't distract from the race. But look at this racing. Side by side, the closest wheel-to-wheel action we've had in quite a while. And there's a six-pack driving down the road. I'm almost with you, Michael. I don't have you yet. In my ear, almost.
when
All
you
right,
get
you
a
got me,
copy.
Michael?
I got you.
Oh, I still don't have you, buddy.
Oh, well. Gremlin's at it again. Either way, guys, it's been a blast here watching along and
Oh, I
commentating
don't know how to
here.
make this work.
We've got a lot of great action happening right in front of our eyes with this pack battling out. Aaron Holroyd and Nicholas Aslan doing a tango right there. Right down the back straightaway. Nick Aslan's going to hold and get that position. Dustin Reinstedt looking on the inside now as they, whoop, a little swerve right on in there. And Dustin Reinstedt will make the pass. Can he make it stick? He does. Aaron Holroyd goes from leading this group to now in the back. I'm not sure what's happening, James, but something tells me YouTube can hear us. I don't know if you gotta have like Bluetooth speaker in on one ear so you can hear me talking while everyone else
Yeah, at
can.
least have my camera's back, Michael. I just can't hear you. One second. Keep talking, Michael. I'm gonna let you run with it.
All right, well, we'll keep on running. We'll keep on going here. Logan Watern catching up to Ian Silva there. Nicholas Aslan right behind him. The further he gets away from John, the more likely we're going to see Jason. Leading or being a big contender for a win. That is a delay. This pack, though, they've been keeping an eye on right there with Dustin Reinstedt in the mix. Has been pretty tight as they're. All right, well, at any rate, we're trying to make this work, guys, and we appreciate you sticking around and watching along. It's been an exciting evening here as we are one lap away from being halfway through this 200-lap event. My echo has caught up with me. That's a lot better than being like 30 seconds behind. I'll take it. All right, so we're continuing on here. P4 has caught up to P3. Brandon Thayer, 32 seconds behind second place. Currently leading Logan Watern, and Ian Silva's within a second behind there. Nick Aslan and Dustin Reinstedt have all joined in on the fun. Here we've got a couple guys coming in for pits here and there. Aaron Holroyd joined in on the pit session. He's currently listed as 9th place. And as we see on the YouTube, just coming on out. He's kind of funneled on in the mix here. Dustin Reinstedt trying to make a move right here, right now on Nick Aslan. And he'll do it. That's a pass for P6. And in case you're all curious or chomping on the bit trying to figure out what's going on in the front, don't you worry. It's a 5-second gap Jason Phillips has over John Daniels. And it's continuing to grow here as it's still about 4.9. So not quite 5, but it's going to get there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I think John might have tapped into the wall at some point in time, got some damage on the wing. But something ain't right with that 0-2 machine. So he continues to fall further and further back. Now, again, this is just all conjecture. He could just be saving his stuff for the end, for all I know. I mean, he has a 33-second gap on third, so it's not really too much pressure for him at this point in the game, as it is on Jason Phillips. Again, Daniels pit later than Phillips, so at this point, any ground that Jason can gain is going to help him when the pit cycles all phase out. continue watching along with some action right behind Dustin Reinstedel as well. Ian Silva, Jason Phillips back there. Jason led a lot of laps last year, was in the hunt, and like he is right now, still leading this race, so they've caught back up to now straight lapping some of these guys. And it looks like Jason Phillips is going to come on into pit lane for another pit stop here on lap 103. 103 laps will be completed. John Daniels is coming on out. Past halfway here. And pit cycles are getting heavy underway as quite a few of the drivers are looking to right within their pit window here as we watch Dustin Reinstedel and everybody else joining on in and some slamming on the brakes. Anybody get caught speeding there? If they did, I just don't know it. And of course, our leader is once again the 02 machine, which cameras can't seem to get a lock on. Just a weird little quote-unquote feature. Not a bug, it's a feature. Not sure why he chose the number he chose, but regardless, he is out there in the lead. He's got a 33-second lead now over Jason Phillips. We'll see what happens here when he files into pit lane. But Brandon Thayer leading this little group that we have on camera right now. Dustin Reinstedel coming up right behind him with Nick Aslan back there. Jason Phillips going to catch the draft right now. So once John Daniels comes into pit, then we're going to have even less cars on the lead lap, I'd imagine, as Jason Phillips going to probably lap a couple guys. Right here, sniffing on the rear end at Nick Aslan at number 48, Exalt the Machine.
You got me, Michael?
I still hear you, James.
All right.
Oh, he hears me.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I apologize so much. Thank you, Michael. I was listening. You carried it perfectly, man. Thank you.
That's what we're here for.
7 cars on the lead lap. Nicholas Aslan, previously leading the race, now barely hanging on to the lead lap.
That 88
Just
machine
barely.
is a fast one here today, and you're right, just barely.
Jason Phillips is on his bumper. Not sure where John Daniels is in relation. 107.25, so he's already up the road. And I can't put my cameras on him because he's the 02. Any number starting with a 0 is why iRacing won't let me point cameras to him. But
There's nobody in front of him, so I can't have you go on a car in front of him. The car behind him is James Lavison. So
right.
You could pan to him if you want a shot at the leader, but the camera angle's got to be nice for you. There he is.
He is. And where is he in relation to Jason Phillips? And so it looks like, yeah, Nicholas Aslan might be a lap down to John Daniels.
Yeah, currently there are
Wow.
3 cars on the lead lap, I believe.
That's what it says. Jason Phillips, 33 seconds back. So Jason Phillips is a pit stop ahead of John Daniels. John Daniels last stopped at 79, so he's due at 109 or 119.
Well, 109 is 30 laps, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. 80 to 100. 109 is, yeah, 30 laps. So he's due. Any minute, we'll see John Daniels dropping in the pit lane, and that will reset the world. So as long as the yellow doesn't come out, these three guys could trap the rest of the field down a lap. 6 cars showing on the lead lap right now.
Yep, they're going to have it right here as John Daniels is in the pits.
Finally comes in. So Phillips has to make his way all the way around the track, and he's in traffic. We're riding with Jason Phillips in the red and white car. You can see he's got a whole slew of cars in front of him, which might help with the slipstream, but it's definitely going to help with the hurt with the traffic and the pace. Although all these guys are running great laps.
And we're still we're in the 42s with these guys here.
So we'll see where he comes out in relation to John Daniels coming out of the pits. The red car, the small teeny tiny dot. Where's John Daniels?
He's right there still in turn 1 as these guys are in turn 2. So John's actually losing some distance here.
There he is.
So he's going to funnel out right around where Josh Watt is.
6 where Josh. Yep. There you go. So still slided back in 3rd place. So Jason Phillips is on the attack, and he's trying to put down Nicholas Aslan 1 lap, and then Dustin Reinstedel and Brandon Thayer. So Jason Phillips in the red car has that much of a lap on those next 3 cars in front of him. They're on a different strategy, 103. Not that much different. So Jason Phillips, John Daniels, and Logan Watern, who now pits. Jason Phillips and John Daniels are about to put the entire field 1 lap down. Could it be a 2-car race? As Jason Phillips dives under Nicholas Aslan to put him a lap down. We're just past the halfway mark. As Jason Phillips lapped the field on merit alone. Nicholas Aslan 103 on the same pit lap with Jason Phillips. So while I was gone, Jason Phillips cracked the whip. Did I miss a yellow or anything there, Michael?
You did not miss a yellow there or anything. He got up to about a 5-second lead before he pit. John Daniels kind of took over from there, but they were both at least like 33, 34 seconds ahead of 3rd place. So yeah. I guess, like I was telling the audience there, that he's just probably saving at that point. It's hurting him right. It's kind of hurting him right now. He could be a little bit closer, but he's only 2 seconds behind. So where he's got about 40 seconds between him and Brandon Thayer, who's at the front of this pack, I believe. It's not hard to want to just kind of save at this point. Yeah, sure, Jason's leading right now. He's got probably about the most laps led today, but at least we were getting closer to that end of the race there.
Just don't do anything silly, Jason. You got the entire field under your thumb. You got a 2-second gap to John Daniels, then a 40-second gap to Brandon Thayer. You guys are the only 4 cars on the lead lap. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Ryan's still right there, just 2 cars ahead, and Nick Aslan is still right there on the lead lap, if you could call it that.
Just barely in a 41-second lap. They're 40.3 seconds behind is Brandon Thayer.
Yep, John Daniels is closing. That gap is now 1.5 seconds. Now, we could say we're going to pan to the closest race on the track, but it's currently on your screen right now, happening right in front of our leader. So
That's right.
the action is really right here as these cars come roaring down the backstretch. $18s. Do you think, James, that they're going to start implementing some different cars here in the Indy class? So they've kind of divvied out here on iRacing with putting the ARCAs and now look at the Gen 4 Cup cars separately and with the separate manufacturers?
I think they're going to do whatever the in real life IndyCar does. They really try to mimic that. I can't see why they would want to do anything else. Although there are some balance of performance issues if you start mixing classes. So I agree that there needs to be something to spice it up a little bit. What that is, I don't have the answer. But
Oh, we got a wall ride.
Must have hit the wall.
Everybody's coming around, and here comes John Daniels.
That's right. That's right. Ian Silva gets his lap back. John Daniels takes over the lead.
This is not what Jason wanted to see.
No, that is not. Was it Jason that hit the wall?
Well, we're going to go back and find out there, but I think he just tapped the wall. He's been kind of riding close to it for a while. Yep, coming out of, it looks like coming out of turn 4 there. He finally grazed it. He's been close to that wall several times.
Here it is. Open up his wheels, arms just a little bit. So that's going into the short chute. Now we're headed into turn 4. He opens up his angle on the entry. And could it be the dirty air that pushes his car up? Maybe older tires? Because he does have 7 laps older tires. But here it is. Let's see if the steering angle increases. It starts to understeer. Nope. It just understeers right into the safer barrier. Leaves a mark.
Aaron Holroyd off the track as we have our first caution in a long time.
Let's find Aaron. What happened?
Lap 118 going into turn 3, it looked like. Nope, that's not turn 3. Turn 1, actually.
He is up high. So I'm just playing this on from where Jason Phillips got passed by everybody got freight trained. We're riding with Aaron Olroyd in the light blue car, and he's going to go under the screen. You said it was turn 1, right? Or turn 4?
Yes, turn 1.
All right, so he's going to come down the front straight. Here he comes, Aaron Olroyd. Ride with him first. Super slow-mo. We're in yellow, so we're not going to miss anything. This is going to reshuffle everybody. Turn 1. What happens to our buddy Aaron, our social media admin? Same thing with Jason Phillips, except now he's into the wall on the exit.
That car understeered hard.
Yeah, it did. And I believe he was on the same strategy as he's now in the pits. He was up on the track. Luckily, nobody misses. Nobody hits him. Everybody misses him. Don't reset. Just go back. I don't want you to tow. You'll lose your lap, Aaron. This is turn 1. Make it all the way back. Oh, I meant fast forward. All right, he makes it back. So good on you, Aaron. Happy days. Could have been much worse. Oh, no.
Could have been much worse. You aren't wrong about that. We did, on the scanner there, some people were relieved. There was a little bit of a break in the action here.
Right. Everybody can catch their breath now.
Can stretch their arms a little bit.
Yes. John Daniels stays out through all of this. He just stopped 10 laps ago, but he chooses to stay out. Jason Phillips comes in and gets gas only. Dustin Reisettle comes in and gets tires. Everybody else gas only on the lead lap. All the way back down to Trevor McLaughlin, who's still in the pits. Ron Schaummer's still in the pits.
I guess John did pit 10 laps ago, so.
10 laps, yep. And that was just the difference in 7 laps of tires with John Daniels and Jason Phillips when Jason pushed into the wall, understeered in the wall. Let's see if Trevor Mack can get out. Let's see if Ron Schaumer can get out of the pits before the pace car comes around.
Yeah, Ron's on
Schaumer's just
out.
barely in front. Let it rip.
Is it going to close? I've never waited for the pace car to get that close.
Yeah, really. He's flirting with disaster there, isn't he? Playing with fire for Ron Schaumer. But this is a good, unfortunately, Aaron's a lap down now. He needs a caution to get in the lead lap. But that puts 10 cars on the lead lap, including this guy, Ron Schaumer. This driver. No disrespect, obviously, Ron.
We're racking them up 2 by 2.
Long green flag run there. Thanks to everybody.
7 to 8 laps to go here from the Brickyard. And we'll see what this brings about here. The fact that some strategies got messed with here. We saw Jason Phillips and John Daniels running away with this race over 30-plus seconds, 40-plus seconds. They had the rest of the field right in front of them. And before that caution came out. So does this re-rack help things out? Did somebody throw that bottle to get Aaron's car to go a little too far out there? We're about to find out. Pace car dipping on in.
Let's go racing. We see you, Kyle. We see you, CJ. Thanks for chiming in on the chat.
John Daniels going to get the quick start right there as he starts galloping away. Dustin Reinsville kind of looking on in the inside there with Brandon Thayer on the outside of him. Jason Phillips still holding on to second place. Don't forget about Logan Watering, who's sitting there in 5th behind all this.
Down the long back stretch we go. John Daniels jumps out to early lead. Jason Phillips, Brandon Thayer right behind him. Dustin Reisettle up high a little bit. That lets Logan Watering get a little sniff of the spot up, and Ian Silva in the all-red car behind. Great battles. This is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
As we got Logan way on the inside there, makes his way right around Dustin Reinstedel. Ian Silva is coming on up. Oh, James, we got a report here from the Infield Care Center here. Aaron Holroyd, he's doing okay. He's got cleared, medical clearance there from the Care Center. Don't know if we wanted to, or if I can, but I think he's hoping that maybe we could interview him a little bit.
Unfortunate for Aaron. Is that who you're talking about?
That's who I'm talking about.
All right. Aaron, tough break, man. I hate it for you. Let's see if we can get you out here. He wants to talk to Aaron. Why not? We're watching this great battle Up ahead, Logan Watern, though, has pulled away from Ian Silva, now looking up on Brandon Thayer. Take it away, Michael. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. So while James is going to go ahead and pick up Aaron there and up here to join us. Right here as this battle for third place continues to heat up between Logan Watern and Brandon Thayer. Ian Silva not too far behind this group. So continue this exciting racing here. And Aaron, you got a copy?
I got you, Michael. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. Sorry to hear about what happened there. Glad that you made it through the care center just fine. It was a pretty quick turnaround there. You talk us through about what went wrong. It kind of looked like the car wanted to oversteer on you in the corner.
Yeah, I got kind of lackadaisy out there with all that whole green flag run, and I tell you what, some of that Midol they gave me is going to help loosen these muscles a little bit because my forearms and my thumbs are killing me.
Hate to see your bad luck, Aaron. That was a great race up to that point, though, man. You were right there in the hunt on the lead lap, trying not to go a lap down. And Michael said oversteer. It looks like
understeer is what I meant to say.
No, it was definitely understeer. I had the weight checker set. I was basically messing with that for most of the runs. That really helps with the right rear of the car, help it pivot more. And getting caught up with those 3 cars in front of me, it started to mess with that more. So I was trying to figure out what the settings I wanted. And I had a good run coming up to, I forget the car in front of me, but I backed off some more and did not downshift in the timing I was expecting to, because with that big run, it won't let you downshift if you're over a certain speed. So when I hit downshift, it didn't do it because I was hitting 223 instead of 220, 217. So as you see the other car on the wall for a second, but I wasn't able to downshift, so that just helped me carry it. And I was still hitting the gas like I was in 5th gear, which I wasn't in, so that kind of helped carry me up the wall more. And by the time I got to it, I was like, oh, this isn't going to feel good. And I just used my fast repair about a pit stop earlier from tapping the wall a couple of times. I was losing about half a second to 3/4 of a second in a draft. So I took the fast repair early, which I usually don't do because there's only 30 seconds to repair. And without the cautions coming out, I'm like, well, we'll just take it now. And if I crash, I crash.
Yeah, unfortunate, man. Well, how much fun was it up to that point? Looks like you have some great battles with Logan Watern. I think he was the number 51, and some other cars out there too. It was like everybody's playing nice there for the middle part of that race.
Yeah, it wasn't too much going on. Logan popped up in the chat, and we tried to do like a little leapfrog ceremony to try to help catch the cars in front of us because we kept drafting each other to leapfrog. And at one point, I think I pulled up too much, and at that time, I was getting into Jason Phillips' draft. I'm like, well, this guy's the leader. If I can just stay with him or pass him and get my lap back, that's what I was trying to go for. Then I saw him tag the wall, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just stick with these guys in front of me, and it didn't work out that way for me. But it was very fun with these guys. Everybody's having a good time racing, and there's no arguing, and everybody's trying to get used to these very different cars that we don't ever run.
Right. Open wheels. You see Logan Watern now going on the inside of Jason Phillips. See if he can make it stick. But you're right. This is so different from anything we run in the league. And I love the fun runs. What about you, Aaron? I know we've had some pretty crazy fun runs in the past.
Yeah.
How does it look up there with the mini stocks at Lime Rock or whatever?
So I didn't participate in the mini stocks one. I do remember doing I think it was GR86s and some other cars at the Watkins Glen one time. That was a fun one. And last year's Indy car race, we had a blast there too. So I hope to kind of keep this one going for everybody. I know Trevor was a big part of this happening. He's the one that set the whole thing up. So we got to thank him, and maybe we can make it a semi-official Midwest thing for the coming Indy 500s and kind of change the banners like we did last time. We had the second running of ours, so we'll make it a third one next year.
I love it. Michael, you got anything else for Aaron?
I mean, just a great run they had today. Sorry to see it end the way that it did, but it was cool to see you racing around in that car. Like you said, something we don't usually race around here in the Midwest. I know that there was some talk about it leading up to this race about the idea, but obviously that's an admin discussion more so than us talking about it in the booth. But
Yeah.
great to have you up here with us.
Yeah, I'm wish my daughters they had their 6th birthday tonight, so I had twin girls that had their 6th, and that's why they're like, we want a Bluey car, so I superimposed their faces on a Bluey car and changed the words around for their birthday. So hopefully they like seeing it before I got to drive out there, and hope these guys have a good race.
I saw that. Was it Kennedy? Is that one of the girls' names, or
Kimberly and Paisley?
Kimberly and Paisley? Well,
Yeah,
happy birthday, girls.
Yeah, they turned 6 today. We had a nice pool day.
Great. Well, thanks for spending your Memorial Day weekend with us on the stream, Aaron. Appreciate all you do for the Midwest Motorsports admins, and all the social media stuff is looking great. Thanks for all you do. We'll look for you tomorrow in the Cup race, right? No, Cups are off.
No, we don't. Yeah, we're off tomorrow. See you next week for the Cup race.
I look forward to it, Aaron. Thanks again for spending your holiday with us.
All right, sir. You guys have a good night.
You as well.
That's Aaron Oldroyd. Unfortunately, an early end to his race tonight, but the race goes on as we're seeing some incredible racing from the Bucky's point of view of Ian Silva.
Yes, sir. And as we were following along now with Logan Water and a similar camera angle, Jason Phillips is falling back a little bit there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if if the pits weren't able to repair the scuff that he got from that little wall hit, or if he's choosing to save up for another change in his pit strategy. But he was running strong all day long so far, and now it's kind of fallen back a little bit. Meanwhile, John Daniels, his opponent for most of this race, has got a comfortable 3.4 second lead over Logan Water, and who himself has a 2-second lead over Brandon Thayer.
Yeah, we heard Aaron talk about back to Jason Phillips dropping back. We heard Aaron say that he touched the wall a couple of times, and he was losing 2 seconds on the backstretch, even in the draft. So you can only imagine if Jason Phillips has hit the wall. We'll see if maybe his steering wheel is off a little bit when he goes down the straightaway. Looks to be on center okay a little bit, I think. No major corrections there, but what would cause you to lose 2 seconds a lap as he lets Trevor McLaughlin go by? Into the wall again. Did I lose you, Michael?
Nope, I'm still here.
Okay. What would make him lose 2 seconds a lap?
Oh,
even in the slipstream? We heard Aaron say that's what happened to him. I'm curious if that could be the same thing that happened to Jason here.
could be a little flex on the wing there, and if the damage isn't enough that the iRacing code doesn't recognize it as significant damage for optional repairs, then it's going to be one of those things that kind of hurt you in the long run. There's been times where I've kind of noticed that where you bump into the wall a couple times and you can't repair it. It's not repairable damage or something that they're going to fix. And yet we know from experience that if we go to a racetrack on Sundays and watch the Cup guys, that's definitely stuff that they're taking the Sawzall to or taking the mallet to help their driver out.
That's right. 2 seconds, and then this battle for third with Ian Silva and Brandon Thayer. Brandon lets Ian go. How about that? Ian Silva move him up to P3, as now Nicholas Aslan wants his spot back. Wants to get back in the game now that the caution has saved these guys from going a lap down. Well, they were on the edge of going a lap down.
Absolutely a new breath on life here, and meanwhile John's just off to the races. He's checking out at this point. I know we've got a long way to go still before the end of the race, but it sure feels like we've kind of got ourselves looking at our top few competitors for the win right now. Again, last year was different different story. We had some stuff happening up to the last 10 laps or so where our lead 3 guys were right neck and neck with each other. So that could still play out here too. But for now, it looks like John Daniels and before the damage, Jason Phillips was a strong contender for victory today based on how they're running. And now it looks like Logan Watern is holding tight there in second place. He might be a good contender for podium at least, if not for a win.
Yeah.
If this race has another change, like a caution. Getting close to another set of pit cycles here. Everybody pit around lap 120. So not quite in the pit cycle yet for some of these guys. Some might be wanting some damage repaired. It looks like Dustin Reinsel's on in. And looks like Ian Bakaitis. Is he still out there on track? Yeah, he's still out there on track. He pit on lap 108.
There's Ian.
So he's going to
Couple
be
laps down.
most likely our next person to come on to pit. Oh, well, speak of which, there's Jason Phillips coming on in the pit.
Yeah, my guess is he's going to need some repairs here. The big thing is just to not go a lap down and maybe hope for a caution.
Yes, sir. We'll see what kind of pit stop this is going to be for him. Currently looking at 11 cars still in the race this evening out of our 19-car starting grid.
Right back out on the track. Sliding
And there's
in.
John.
Can he stay on the lead lap? No. Just missed it.
Another one bites the dust there for John Daniels.
We'll see if Jason can get a lap back. Another yellow, he'll be right up in the game. We're riding along with Nicholas Aslan with Ian Silva just up ahead. There he goes. Right on time. Nicholas Aslan in front of Ian Silva. I think once again they were talking to each other, so they might have allowed that to happen as we're still quite a ways short of the finish. Once again, thanks to everybody for joining us on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to give us a like while you're here.
John Daniels is coming on in.
John Daniels in the pits. Logan Watern in the pits. All right. This is going to put
Nicholas Aslan.
Yep. Stays out. 120. He's definitely due. In the next 5 or 6 laps.
This will make things interesting here. We said about 30 or so laps on a full fuel run. We have 56 laps to go in this race. Interesting to see what they do with their next pit stop. When they time it, do they split it right down the middle?
Right. If you're working together, what do? Do you want to come in on the same lap that way you have a drafting buddy on the way out, or do you want to space it out a lap and then that way there's no contact?
Yeah, I think at this point where we're at, the guys that are working together like Ian and Nick right here, they're probably going to want to pit about the same time. I don't know if Trevor's going to join in that hunt too, because he's back there. He's actually 4th place right now. So he's back there in that group, so it'd probably be good for them, for all 3 of them to pit at the same time. That way that they can try to work together. going forward. But I'm not sure about the rest of the guys. It all kind of depends on where you're at in this in the standings and the grid. If Nick Gaslin was working with, say, like Ron Chalmer or somebody else like that, maybe that could be helpful. But depending on the damage load that you got going on the vehicles, that could be a hindrance. So when you're working together, you can definitely coordinate that a little bit better. If Ian has a little bit of damage on his vehicle, and that's why he let Nick go by, then that can be helpful information to know. So, but if I was in that Platinum Elite chat right now, racing myself, I'd be listening in what everybody else is doing and just going to the pits with them.
Me too. Follow the leader. Use every advantage that you get. I think working with somebody would be an advantage. But you never know. Some people are more comfortable than others in that kind of scenario. The Midwest Motorsport special event Indy 500 continues as we're coming up on lap 150 out of 200. Only 50 to go now. It's been a war of attrition with 8 cars on the lead lap.
11 cars out of 19 still on track right now. Nicholas Aslan is leading us right now. He hasn't been up front for quite some time, so he's enjoying stretching those legs in the Exalta machine. And going back to a conversation I had earlier in regards to the manufacturers, well, James, I found something out. You're right. IndyCar is doing the thing with iRacing. They're using the same manufacturer. My confusion was the engine manufacturers, where you had Chevys and Hondas and stuff on the cars. And I didn't realize Dallara made the actual car itself, while Chevy and Honda supplied the engines.
That's correct. Now, I don't know if they have the new capacitor and the hybrid system they're using now. This is new for this year. They tested it a little bit of last year, but so this year they have instead of the overtake button or push to pass, which increased the turbo, they now have a hybrid system with a quick deploy capacitor that you can use, and you can set your deploy rate as you want. So not everybody has to deploy it at the same time. You can make one big blast of it, or you can spread it out over time, just a slower amount of energy being assisted via the capacitor, and then charge it back up. So capacitors are known to have lower internal resistance and are able to spit out a lot of power really fast. I'm sure some of you electrical engineers can tell me more about it than what I've read, but very interesting hybrid system and unique from any other form of motorsport at this point.
So basically what you're telling me, James, is we finally took the nitro boost from all the arcade racing games and put it in real life.
Pretty much. That's right. Still waiting for that oil slick, and the thumbtacks coming out, but that's maybe we haven't got to that point just yet. But yes, fantasy becomes reality. And here we go.
Well, after that cycle of pit stops right there that we watched, John Daniels back out to the lead with a 3.26 second gap over Jason Phillips. We're following along with him. Dustin Reinstedel and Logan Wadern sitting in third and fourth with a close little battle themselves. But they're at least keeping in line with the leaders here. Something that we've not seen a whole lot of in this race since the caution before the halfway mark. But we definitely can't
8 cars on the
count
lead lap.
8 cars out.
That's right.
Okay. We can't count
Sorry,
out Dustin right there in third.
No.
He's pretty good at oval and at road. Both of our oval series. So we'll see if he can. He's got something left in that tank to catch up to these two guys in front.
Nice and smooth driving. Can Dustin Reinstedt pull it off? He's in the blue car. Looks kind of like Alexander Rossi's Napa know-how machine when he won. I'm sure Dustin probably has a little flair, but that's Jason Phillips just up the road. And then John Daniels, your leader, 3 seconds ahead. So John Daniels with the most fresh tires. He and Logan Watern, I'm sorry, Logan. John Daniels and Logan Watern came in at 144, lap 140 and 141 for Dustin Reinstedt and Jason Phillips. So 3-lap difference, 4-lap difference in tires for the top group. Brendan Thayer came in at 150 with Trevor Mack, Nicholas Aslan, and Ian Silva. They all came in right at the 150 mark. So they're not too far behind, another 5 seconds behind the top 5. So anything can happen. Do not go anywhere. Thanks to everybody for watching and tuning in on YouTube. We see you guys. Go and give us a chat. Out of the top 10, who do you think's going to win?
Now Dustin's
We'll have a
putting
lot of
down
racing
some.
left.
Oop.
Good.
Dustin's gone ahead and put down some quick laps here as well. I know it's a little bit earlier in his cycle here. Probably using up the set of tires before he changes to his final set on this next pit stop. But he just put down a 41.37, his best lap just a lap ago. Now down to 41.507. The leaders are doing 41.80 and 41.66 together. They are both
right.
within 4 seconds of John Daniels, which we've seen John Daniels have a 4 to 5 second lead, as well as a 33-second lead at times during this race.
I'd love to see Dustin Reinstedt get this extra bump. Thanks, man. CJ's not giving up on Jason Phillips. We see you, CJ. I wouldn't either. Always a good bet. He's one of those guys, nice and smooth on the steering wheel. He's been in the wall a couple of times. CJ, it looks like he came in, maybe got some repairs. Looks like his car is back up to speed as he's reeling in John Daniels slowly but surely. Got another vote for Dustin Reinstedt as well, so can't count John Daniels out. We don't know enough about Logan Watern. Logan is signed up for the Discord, hasn't been assigned to the league yet, so still making up his mind.
We do know, James. We do know, James, that John Daniels did vouch for him at the beginning of this whole session here. So those two at least work together. So if the current leader right now is vouching for him, he definitely looks like a wild card here, a dark horse, if you will.
That's right. How about that to come in via John Daniels? And thanks, John, for spreading the word to your friends. You know, entries are always open and always free. Midwest-motorsports.com. You can sign up anytime throughout the season. And we're glad to have a referral from John Daniels from Logan Watern. My guess is Logan's probably keeping up with John. So don't count him out. How fun would that be for a first-time newcomer to the league to take the $50 in iRacing bucks and Christopher Hopper's underwear, let's not forget, for the prize.
I don't know how many of our league admin members have their own personal copy. I know of one. But speaking of all that and the $50 gift card, the current leader right now, James, I don't know if we brought this up during the broadcast, and we talked about the goblet being ready here in the booth.
Yes.
Did you bring chocolate syrup for our leader in case
Well,
he
he
ends
likes
up
the
bringing that
chalky-
home.
He likes the chalky milk. We'll see if it happens. You know, I could find some. We'd have to find some chalky milk for everyone if John Daniels brings home the W. I can't put my cameras on our leader because he's chosen the 0-2. It's an iRacing glitch. Well, there he is, just up the
Yeah.
road in the red car with the blue wing, blue side pods. Just 2.5 seconds in front of Jason Phillips with Dustin Reinstedel on the hunt, right behind. Can Dustin Reinstedel reel in Jason Phillips before this race is over?
So the question of the day here of lap 161 in the books as we start lap 162. That's right, folks. We have 39 laps to go in this event. Right now we're looking in on our closest battle of the race between Dustin Reinstedel and Jason Phillips for second place. Reinstedel is putting down some faster lap times than Phillips, both of whom are putting down faster laps than Daniels. Depending on our strategy here, Dustin Reinstedel came into pit at lap 40, Phillips at lap 141, and Daniels at 144. So this advantage that John has kind of given himself here is probably going to help him out long term, as now he's the ability to actually save a little bit of fuel.
That's right. The fuel savers are in effect, but Dustin Reinstedel slowly but surely 0.9 seconds now on behind Jason Phillips. About a second apart from everybody now. Oh, looks like Ian Silva's dropped out the back of Brandon Thayer. That's unfortunate. Yes, Kyle Ryan says don't count out the yellows either. We are not to the end yet. A yellow could tighten everything up and give us a race reset, at least for the top 7, as unfortunately Trevor Mack goes down a lap as he comes in at 158 after stopping at 150. So maybe Trevor just got a splash. How long was his pit stop? Yeah, 4.8. So he just went in and got a splash. Now that tells me that those guys that stopped before 150 are still going to have to splash again. So Trevor Mack might be onto something. Trevor McLaughlin with enough fuel, unless John Daniels, Jason Phillips can save enough to get around. John Daniels has a pretty comfortable lead over Jason Phillips now, 2.3, 2.1. Kyle Ryan says he might be hoping for a yellow. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but I'm a broadcaster. Kyle, you have permission to wish for a yellow. I just want to see good racing, and we've seen a lot of good racing today.
We sure have, and a lot of different yeah. Sorry about that. A lot of different pit strategies going on here today. It's been interesting to keep up with it, and up until that last caution there, it looked like Jason and John had the fuel strategy, the pit strategy down tight, where they were able to battle between the two of them and be right up there, lapping the whole rest of the field. But now that we had that caution, it's certainly changed how this race has gone about, how we're doing with this race, as everybody's pretty close with each other right now. I mean, we 10-second gap between 6th place and 1st place, so that's definitely a lot closer than it was earlier in the race. But for now, it's still tight enough with almost 23 laps left. Sorry, 33 laps left.
It's all good. Looks like John Daniels has got around James Olavison one more time. Jason Phillips next to get around the white car. Is that going to hold him up enough for Dustin Reinstedel to make up some ground on Jason Phillips? We'll find out. As we're riding with Dustin Reinstedel in the Napa Know-How machine.
And Phillips is now down to 1.6 seconds back, or just barely 1.5. Does John start to kick it back up a notch and start fighting hard? Jason's got some competition, or has got a car right in front of him. That's James Olavison.
Let him go, James. Please.
I also would like to apologize if I've been butchering your name, James. It's Olavison or Olavison. I'm sure at this point, you've heard us say it enough times that you just, you're saying my name. That's what matters. Dustin Reinstedel did just tap the wall there in one of the corners, so we'll see how that affects his momentum going forward.
I think in one of the fun facts for him, James and Robert both said Olavison as in the volcano. So that's why I've been pronouncing it Olavison. However, if I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. James and Robert will let us know, I'm sure. It's all good. They're having as much fun as we are. I'm just glad everybody's here racing and having a good time on a Memorial Day weekend, Saturday night. Nowhere else I'd rather be. The lead has come down almost a second in the last few laps from John Daniels to Jason Phillips. So the question is, do they have enough fuel? Can they save enough? If they continue to save from here, they might be able to make it. No, Jason Phillips says, no, I'm coming in. He can't make it. I'm telling you, I think Trevor Mack has a spot. Now the question is, does Jason Phillips get fuel? Does he get tires? We'll see. I'm going to put my money.
Oh, no, we've got a caution.
And the yellow's out. Kyle, you did it. Who are we going to there?
That's
Michael?
not our fault. It's not our fault, James. No. I'm still trying to figure it out. It was on the back straightaway. Whatever happened, it happened somewhere in front of Dustin Reinstedel.
No. Where is he?
May have happened to Logan Watern.
Oh, no.
I'm still trying to locate it right now. Something disconnected.
Oh, that's too bad. We're riding along with him now in the replay. Takes a funny arc into turn 3 and 4. So far, so good. Keep looking, Michael. If you find it, let me know. Oh, yeah, into the wall. Hard. It is Logan. Just on turn 1, all by himself. It just takes a hard right into the turn 1 wall barrier. And he's all kinds of disconnected. After a great run so far, we'll watch it here in real time as he's coming down the front straight. He just takes a hard right. And then he, boom, hits the wall, and then disconnects and blinks a couple times. Still into the wall, holding it in the safer barrier, disconnects, blinks, comes back, and carries on. Hopefully he can get into the pits and use his fast repair. But that does bring out the caution. And that's going to put Trevor Mack in the hot seat. He can decide if he wants to come in and get tires or not.
Interesting wrinkle here, James. Everybody but Jason Phillips and Trevor McLaughlin went on into the pits.
So Jason Phillips was in the pits when that happened. So he comes out.
No.
And he's going to be in the catbird seat. with 25 or so laps to go by the time we go back green.
Nick Esselin has dropped out. He had a packet loss just now.
Uh-oh.
Well, we're not the only ones that have had some technical issues today. But that brings our total down to 9 cars actively out on the track right now.
On the lead lap or total?
Just total out on track.
James.
Currently 9, but wait
Yeah,
a
it
minute.
might be 8.
Is Nick? Oh, nope. Nick has reconnected.
Come on, Nicholas. Stay with us, Nicholas. Don't give up. Don't give up now. You've come too far, buddy.
But they will have him be a lap down. So 8 cars will be on the lead lap. Ron Schaumer getting to join back in. I think? I don't know. Timing's being weird.
But you know, Kyle Ryan on the YouTube once again makes a good point that, you know, I hate it for Logan. However, nobody else was involved. It does kind of bring the pack back up. So that's neither good nor bad for the competitors. You know, it's bad if you're John Daniels. But that does let everybody come in and reset their fuel. So now Trevor Mack comes in to, let's see, did he get tires? Might as well if you got them. Nope. He just tapped off to make sure. But once again, Jason Phillips is going to start off in the lead. But he's got John Daniels, who has been super fast all day, hot on his tail. I'm surprised Trevor Mack came back in to top off, but he did. And so now we're all reset. It's going to be one flat-out blast to the finish. Hopefully we can keep it clean. It'll be 25 laps to go. And let's go racing. Jason Phillips, John Daniels, front row. Brandon Thayer, Dustin Reinstedel, row 2. Logan Water gets it back out there after bringing the yellow out. Thankfully, his pit crew gets him back on the track. Ian Silva and Trevor Mack all in the same lap. And it's a 25-lap dash for the final of the Indianapolis 500 Midwest Motorsport style. Jason Phillips jump, and John Daniels slots in right behind him. I missed something in the back.
No, that was just a tight little move there between the top 3 guys, with John Daniels coming on down there into Brandon Thayer. Looked like it was a nice pinch job there, and now Jason Phillips has got John Daniels on the inside. John Daniels is going to make a pass right here into turn 3. Can he hold on to it? It looks like he's going to. Dustin Reinstedel is going to make a move here as well into 3rd, or try to. Brandon Thayer on the outside. He's going to hold on to 3rd place. So the cars that we've been seeing lead this race for most of it between Jason Phillips, John Daniels, right back there fighting tooth and nail. They just passed again. John Daniels got the lap there. Jason Phillips has got himself back in the front. Gonna break the draft all the way into the down below the apron.
It's a mad dash.
He's really wiggling here. 25 to go. James, this is when the edge of the seat gets very occupied. So we all sit up a little closer to the edge of our seats here. As once again they come on down. Serpentine trying to break that draft. And here's the question. After all this dancing, moving, and grooving going on, do you think Brandon Thayer gets a better run here on the front and back stretch because he's not getting involved in that? Probably not, because all that air is getting all messed up in front of him.
Well, he's definitely doing less distance. He tries to find a slipstream, but all that weaving they're doing, probably an extra 10 or 15, maybe 20 meters. So is that a huge difference? Maybe not. Is it building heat in the tires? Probably, at least on the surface. Whether it's bringing the core temperature up or not, I'm not sure. But
Oh no!
whoa, we got somebody in the walls.
Brandon Thayer. Caution back out again. We'll go on back to see what just happened to Brandon Thayer out of turn 4.
I was just gonna say something. I thought Jason Phillips might coax somebody into hitting the attenuator with all the weaving going on. Looks like Brandon got into the outside wall on the exit of 4 first. We can ride with him. As he goes in the short chute now, headed into turn 4. I slowed it down a little bit too early, but we're riding along with him. And man, a great race by Brandon Thayer to get to this point. And here he goes off in the distance
Yep.
into the wall on the outside. So it's got nothing to do with the weaving. We just got some understeer. Tries to snap correct it, gets the left rear. Let's see if he's able to stop it before the pit stop and come in and get that fast repair without going a lap down. Hang on to it, Brandon. And
Yep.
no, you're not. You have to go around. Hopefully everybody else misses him as his rear spoiler wing barely hangs on by a couple of shreds of carbon fiber.
So another interesting wrinkle as we continue this replay. Looks like Trevor Mack coming back down the pit lane. I don't know if he's got some damage that we missed out on, but
Huh. So won't be too far back now. Maybe he's coming in for a tire change.
8.53 seconds, so potentially.
Down the back stretch, we're riding with Trevor now. We'll see if we can slow it down by the time they get going. So that's Brandon Thayer spinning out in front of him. Oops, is this still the short chute?
Yep.
So does Trevor catch any of this chaos, or is he just playing coy? Looks like there's Brandon Thayer spinning on the inside. He's able to stay up high and just barely miss it. So I think he's clear.
I think Ron Schamer and James are recipients of a new pair of pants after that one.
All right. Well, we get a 10-lap mad dash for the 20-lap mad dash for the final then. Let's see. It looks like, Brendan Thayer a lap down. But he's in the fight at least. Maybe they should get a wave around. He's the last one in this train, so he's no wave around. But that's unfortunate. I'm glad he's going to stick it around. Glad he's sticking around. A lot can happen in 20 laps.
And it sure can, James. And this is something we kind of went over at the beginning here. This is what brings you on the edge of your seat here. These cars re-racked again. Jason Phillips, John Daniels on your front two cars. Dustin Reinstedel and Logan Watern are sitting there in the third and fourth spot. Trevor Mack on the outside there, 6 outside of Ian Silva. So we'll see what happens here with 20 to go. The lights are off on the pace car. And this is where that excitement builds back up here. It's been exciting racing all race long. But now that everyone's close back together again, we get to see what happens. Nobody gets to run away too much here. Green flag drops. Jason Phillips is off to the races. John Daniels right back there. Dustin Reinsettle looking to try to make a move here in turn one. Not so much here. Logan Watern falls back to fourth. What is going on there in the side chute? And no, we got some loose action. Three wrecking.
Oh, there goes Jason. We're going to have to watch that again.
Jason
Oh,
Phillips
Jason in the wall.
taking a tow.
Oh,
No
no. Take a
caution.
toe.
Still no caution. Despite all
No
that action,
caution.
Dustin Reinsettle is your current leader here. Heartbreaking there for Jason. He's running so well here. Dustin Reinsettle, Logan Watern, your top two right now. John Daniels sitting back there. Now, two of those cars have some damage from touching when they went three wide coming out of two.
We're going to watch the replay right here, hopefully from Jason Phillips' car. Remember, he's in the lead.
Something happened that caused them to go all the way down. A little love tap there from John Daniels.
Comes in from the rear. Yep. Oh, man. I
That
want to see
chalky
another
milk.
spot. It's left rear for Phillips. Here it is in real time. Is there room in the short chute? Oh, they just barely touch. And Jason Phillips can't quite catch it. I mean, with 25 laps to go, maybe. Was that too aggressive? I don't know. I know we're still racing. Green flag. I don't want to ponder this too. Oh, there's three wide. Who was that down low?
Dustin shoved his way right in there. Pulled a Senna move right there. He saw an opening, and that was it. I'm sure Dustin does not feel good necessarily about having Jason be out for the rest of the race. I
think they'd already touched by the time that Dustin was in there, so he didn't poke his nose in where it wasn't belonged, but
it could have also been net code sent it as bad as it was, because they were already touching. They'd already kind of righted it out, and it didn't look that natural. But at any rate, these guys are still racing hard, still racing for that win here. 17, now 16 laps to go for your current leader, Dustin Reinsettle.
John Daniels is definitely known to be aggressive on the road series and even on some oval races that he's done. So, I mean, that's John Daniels' style. You can't fault him for it. It's paid off in some ways. Unfortunately, tonight it takes out the leader, but he's going for the win. You got to give it to him that no attack, no chance. Takuma Sato style of racing. But we still have a race to finish with 15 laps to go now. Dustin Reinsettle and newcomer Logan Watern. Boy, Dustin Reinsettle is going to have to get a new car or a new truck, a convertible. If he wins this race, he's going to need a bigger helmet. He's going to need bigger glasses. He's going to need bigger doorways at his office, in the golf room, at the school, at Pike University in Kentucky. For his swollen ego, his big head for Dustin Reinsettle, can he pull it off? And I say that in jest. We love Dustin Reinsettle. He'll be the first to tell you that he loves to lead from the front. He loves winning the Midwest Motorsports races. Your season champion in the trucks for the second time, Dustin Reinsettle, this past season. So can he get the special race, special event under his belt too? Or is the newcomer Logan Watern going to come and spoil the Dustin Reinsettle party? We will find out.
Wadern is at least sticking close there to Dustin Ryan. Still 13 laps to go. Currently at a .33, so he hasn't lost the draft yet. But as they get into the corners here, 3 and 4, he's not getting as good of a run as he did on 1 and 2. They'll catch back up here as we get past the start-finish line. 12 to go. John Daniels has fallen quite a bit back there. Ian Silva hasn't caught back up to him. So not enough damage, I don't think, on John Daniels' machine to keep him from at least making the podium. And whatever happens, he's getting some free milk. Free chalky milk, as he says, for top 10. There now. Looks like 9 cars are still out there. Still putting some laps down.
Batting in the car with Logan Wadern, getting really close to that outside wall in the short chute coming out of turn 2. Down the long back stretch now, Logan Wadern tries to stay right in the slipstream of Dustin Reinstedel. Catches up just a little bit. 0.27 seconds now. The gap point back up to 3/10 of a second as they go through turn 4. Logan Wadern on the hunt. Can he make it happen? 2.5 seconds back is John Daniels and Ian Silva. Ian Silva makes the move on John Daniels. John Daniels takes the inside line. Can Ian Silva cross him over and make another attack?
Oh, Ian Silva watches that. Oh, John Daniels is out of control. 10 to go with a caution waving. I don't know what happened there in regards to thought process, but John Daniels put those tires below the apron there, going on into the corner, and that sent him up the racetrack.
Once again, we cannot put the camera on John Daniels, so we'll have to watch from Ian Silva up ahead. But there's John Daniels down low.
And I don't know if he overcorrected, if the car wasn't ready to be in control again, but it starts coming on down. John does a great job not flying right into Ian Silva, and that car brakes hard to the right. Trevor McLaughlin and Brandon Thayer miss it.
They all avoid. This is great news for Brendan Thayer because he's going to get a lap back if the lucky dog is in play, and I believe it is. I've been known to be wrong before, but
I think it has been, as long as he doesn't. Yeah, nope, he's got that lap back, I believe.
All right, does this put Jason Phillips back in the game? No, unfortunately, he's down 2 more laps.
Yeah, Jason is out. He
may have parked it. Okay.
He parked it after that.
Darn, he would have been right back in it. I'm sure it took the jam out of his donut, but I don't blame you, Jason. We got some guys coming in to get repairs, of course.
John Daniels, one of those. Dustin Ryan's still going to hold that lead spot. He's not going to come on in. Logan Wadern going to get another opportunity. And Lucky Dog is enabled, according to the scanners. There he goes. Brandon Thayer on the lead lap.
All right. 7 cars, 7 cars. For the win.
Who we got, everybody?
Once again, thanks to everybody for joining us on the YouTube channel. It's not over yet. Do not take the hats to victory lane until the checkered flag flies. We have a 7-lap dash for the cash, for the iRacing cash.
I know John can make me eat my words, but a broadcaster curse could have, a commentator curse could have struck right there. We were talking so good about Jason and John all race long, being the strong contenders, at least I was. And John's there in the back of the field, and Jason is,
Parked it.
well, parked it.
All good.
That's all right, though.
Unfortunate after spending so much time working on it this weekend, getting ready, getting excited for it, and the adrenaline just kind of deflates a little bit. I feel for you, Jason. I feel for everybody who worked hard to get set up. I mean, even Eric Thaler sitting on the pole and then gets into some argy-bargy within the first 10 or 15 laps. Unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for Norm. Unfortunate for Christopher Hopper, Keith Hurlbut. Feel your pain, all you guys, but thanks for showing up. 19 entries today. Got a couple votes for Trevor Mack.
He's up there in 4th place. He's gained 2 spots since the last time they were behind the pace car, as we see the lights are out.
Starting on the second row for Trevor McLaughlin. As the war of attrition, as with almost every Indy 500, you got to get to the end to get the prize. And 3 rows of lead lap cars, everybody else single file behind. Ian Silva shares the second row with Trevor McLaughlin. Third row, Ron Schamer and Brandon Thayer. And John Daniels wraps up the lead lap cars. All right, looking for the Geico restart zone, which is the blue Geico paint on the inside wall as they come across the line. Thanks to the twin brothers, CJ and Kyle, for keeping us occupied on the YouTube chat. We appreciate you. Let's see who is going to be the right one. Dustin Reinstedel should have the jump, and he does. Logan Water tucks in right behind him. Ian Silva and Trevor Mack fight it out for 4th. Looks like Ian Silva's going to get it. Trevor tucks in P4 right behind as they go in the short chute. Trevor McLaughlin looks up at the leading 3 cars, tries to find that serpentine snake, and Logan Water looks like he wants the spot from Dustin Reinstedel. And he does. He takes
he's
it on
got
the
it.
inside. Logan Water for the lead. At 6 laps to go. Logan Water has it. Ian Silva looking at Dustin Reinstedel now.
Oh, he's starting to run, too. Oh, boy, Trevor. Out of the way. We've got top 3 cars are starting to break away from the rest of the pack. Brandon Thayer and Trevor McLaughlin right there in 4th and 5th. We're riding alongside there with Ian Silva. John Daniels is making a charge, though. He's already passed Ron Schamer. Or trying to go past Ron Schamer for 6th place.
Can Logan Water hang on to it? Remember, the slipstream is going to be in effect, especially in the last lap coming to the line. For some reason, it seems to give you an extra 10 horsepower coming off of turn 4. We will see if Dustin Reinstedel can time his run just right. The skill that it takes to know exactly when to be, how close to who, at what point in the race. Do not take the flags to victory lane, the hats to victory lane.
Yeah, Dustin's starting to claw his way back a little bit here. 4 laps to go. Ian Silva's a little bit further back, though, so this may be a two-car race. But like you said, let's not take those hats just yet. 3 to go. Logan Water still leading here, his first ever Midwest race. An unofficial, soon to potentially be an official if we hear what Aaron's saying. But unofficial race.
Sure hope so. Logan gets in on the fun. Dustin Reinstedt on the 11 found the slipstream, found that little extra drop in wind resistance, and gets right up on the rear bumper. Can Dustin Reinstedt do it? We will find out right now as we're coming up to take the white flag next time by.
2 to go. And the YouTube audience currently favoring heavy on Dustin getting that W. There's some votes out there for Trevor and for Ian as well. Nobody voting for Logan Watern to win. Can he prove all the doubters wrong? Starting to get a little bit more of a gap there. 0.2 of a second separates our two leaders. 0.6 of a second back further for Ian Silva. Trevor McLaughlin now 2 seconds behind. And white flag, James, you take it right away.
White flag is in the air. This is it. For all the marbles, for all the $50 in iRacing cash, Dustin Reinstedt coming around turn 2, heads down the backstretch. Is he close enough to get in the draft as Logan goes in and then out and then back in? And Dustin Reinstedt tries to find a way, can't do it just yet. This is Dustin Reinstedt looking up at Logan into turn 3, coming out of turn 4. Can Logan hold off the two-time champion of Dustin Reinstedt? It looks like he's going to be able to do it. Logan Waters brings it to the yard of bricks, and Logan Waters wins the Midwest Motorsports iRacing special event, takes home 50 iRacing bucks. And Christopher Hopper's underwear, Logan Watern with the race win. So close for Dustin Reinstedt, so close for Ian Silva. Unbelievable racing. What do you think about that, Michael?
And that was exciting. Update that graphic, though. But that was pretty exciting finish there. But, yeah, it's just amazing how this race changed over the course of it. You had, Logan was up there for a good period of time, but John and Jason were just the guys in charge for most of this race. A couple things happened towards the end there. It's just, this Indy 500, man, is exciting. We get to the last 10 laps, and it's just a whole different ball game for the rest of the race.
Good on you, Logan Watern. See if we can get you in here for an interview on the Discord. I'm working on it. Let me get the results up, and Michael, if you want, you can call out the whole field.
We'll go for it. So, as the final standings go, Logan Watern will bring it home in the number 51 machine wearing Honda engines. He's going to be the winner here tonight. Dustin Reinstedt will finish second place in the number 11. Ian Silva in third in the number 16. Our host, Trevor McLaughlin, hosting this Indy 500 race for Midwest Motorsports, in fourth place. Then we got Brandon Thayer in fifth, John Daniels sixth, Ron Schomer in seventh. Then we have Nick Aslin in eighth. James Olavison brings it home in ninth place. Jason Phillips in 10th. Ian Bakaitis 11th. Aaron Holroyd brings it home 12th. Josh Watt in 13th place. Chris Hopper will bring it home 14th. Keith Hilbert will be 15th. Chris Thaler, then Eric Thaler and Norm Snyder round out your field. Oh, I'm sorry. We also have Robert Olevison in 19th place. He was just off screen there. All right, looks like we got at least one of our guys up there. We're trying to fish out the rest of our podium, but go ahead, James.
Still trying to figure out how to get Logan in here. I'm not sure that he's signed up for a specific league yet, so I can't even really track him down. But I'm happy to talk with Dustin Reinstedt. Hey, Dustin, it's James and Michael in the booth. You got us?
What up?
Man, so close, Dustin, with that earlier caution that came out before the last one, put you in the catbird seat there. But Logan wasn't going anywhere. Talk us through the final part of your race there, Dustin.
Yeah, it's just so hard to pass. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like extremely difficult actually to pass. So that last caution kind of, I think I could have held him off if that last caution didn't come out, but once he got around me, I mean, it's not like the Truck Series or Cup Series. You can't block really. I mean, you get one move, I guess, but no point in wadding everybody up.
Yeah.
So once he came, there was nothing I could do.
Yeah. Well, talk us through the first part of the race. I mean, that seemed like a war of attrition. Was 200 laps the right number for the Indy 500?
Yeah, I had damage like I think until lap 120, but I didn't want to burn a fast repair. And then let's see, we had a caution right before I got lapped. Phillips just happened to sit behind us. We were all trying to save a little fuel because at one point you could eliminate an entire stop, so that would have been huge. And then that caution came out like maybe pretty good before everybody had to pit again. So it kind of threw another strategy in it. But once we got past that, I realized I could stay in the draft. So then once we got those green flag runs again for those last like 60 laps before the last 10, I took my fast repair there. That way I could at least stay on pace. So had a good little pit strategy going.
Yeah, it was great. You had a lot of people pulling for you on the YouTube chat. Everybody was voting for the 11 on the poll. So, man, so close yet so far. Dustin, great job racing tonight, man. Thanks again for joining us on our second annual Midwest Motorsports special event. I'm trying to get Ian Silva in here too and Logan Waters. Feel free to hang out if you want. Feel free to bail if you want to. That's all good.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to go back and watch it.
All right. Thanks, Dustin.
All right,
That's
thanks, Dustin.
Dustin Rice. Second place, so close from bringing it home. Unfortunately, I don't see Logan or Ian in a chatter yet. So maybe we'll save that for the podcast on Monday night.
Yeah, you
Next
might have
Monday
to
night.
invite him
We're
then.
off this weekend. Yep. All good. Michael, you want to wrap it up, man? What do you think about today?
Today was a blast. It was pretty exciting up here in the booth. I'm sure it was even more exciting there out on the field, driving those cars right tight to the wall and tight with everybody there. It was just a great time. It just sad to see some of the incidents take out some of those big players there towards the end, but it was pretty cool to watch Logan and get that W there, and Dustin fighting for that win and being up front. Just pretty cool watching everybody change out here and there, the pit strategies and how things could have ran. It was great to be back up here in the booth with you, though, James, and I look forward to doing it tomorrow. Oh, well, we're off tomorrow, so not tomorrow, but
Yeah.
when we go
Next
cup
time.
racing.
That's right. Next time we go cup racing, we'll do it again, Michael. Thanks again for joining me tonight for all of the Midwest Motorsports admin that make this league great. I'm James J., reminding you to stay in your lane.
And I approve of this message.